Hey Dragon Dreamers, Gina Virginia Casella here, and the one behind the Dragon Dreams Soul Tribe Collective. Come dream with us. Your soul tribe awaits you. I do all kinds of things, gemstone readings, mind reprogramming, energy medicine. At this time in my life, I've been redirected by Source to bring us together. The Dragon Dreams Soul Tribe Collective through an umbrella term called Project 30, Isis Unity Consciousness. You're invited to dream with us. Through dreams half remembered and half misunderstood, we fill in the gaps for each other because we're all one. There's all kinds of times and dates lined up that I would absolutely adore for you to be a part of. And one of my favorite things to do is to assert that the Akashic records are not a permanent record because your past never defines you. And we can do what's called living consciously so we can die consciously. United are we. Be free. Dragon Dreams Soul Tribe Collective awaits you. Dream with us. My name is Gina Virginia Casella, creator and visionary of Project 30, Isis Unity Consciousness. See you in dreams. Hi, Dragon Dreamers. Gina Virginia Casella here, and it's such a pleasure to be hanging out with you today. Today is a very special day for me because I'm promoting the first ever conference. And so if you look at my background, I've got it all highlighted here behind me. And those of you who don't know me, I hope you got a good introduction of who I am and where I'm going with Project 30. So let me just show you my background, which is one of my popular slides at this moment. But story species, story medicine is very important to me because it's all about building community. So our biology, the way we think and feel, is so important that every single thought that we have is followed by an emotional response, which is then followed by a direct chemical reaction in our body. And so essentially, what can heal us can kill us, and what can kill us can heal us. And it turns out that we have the choice every single pressing moment passing by to take charge of our lives. You're enough. Things are available to you, and you're the same as everyone else. Doesn't matter how much of a lone wolf you might prefer to be. We all require community. And the Dragon Dreams Soul Tribe Collective is your community. And we await you. We've been awaiting you for some time now. It's only now that it's unfolding, the past few years, actually. So Promise of Spring is going to be the first one. It's absolutely free. Everybody is invited. And I'm working with Pole Energy here. So I've got my Buy Me a Coffee link in the description. Check it out. Join the free Facebook group, the Dragon Dreams Soul Tribe Collective. It's absolutely free to follow me on Buy Me a Coffee. And then you get in on all the hype. So on the day of the conference, we're going to have opening ceremony. It's March 14th, by the way. So you want to make sure you plug that into your calendars. This Saturday, we're going to have a fun time doing a live tech rehearsal. And I'll tell you the day before, because on the day before, we're going to meet online and talk about our candles. So what's going on with the candles? Well, during the opening ceremony at the conference, we're going to have a moment where everybody's going to be invited to light their candles. And if you wanted to set intention the day before, spending time with your candle, saying some prayers, carving into it, pasting flowers onto it, or whatever you do. I'd love to know all about that. In the free Facebook group, the Dragon Dream Soul Tribe Collective is your space to do that. So I want everybody out there to know that I know exactly what it's like to have supernatural experiences and to have interesting dreams. I know what it's like for those experiences to be very heartfelt. Some of them are funny, light and fluffy, but some of them can be a bit intense. And one experience in particular, when I was in grade 2, it changed me forever. 2 angels came out of my wall, and it wasn't a dream. So I know exactly what it's like to be shut down and to be made fun of. And this holy experience felt very far from anything but holy. Nothing happened to me that I'm aware of, but I was so terrified because your mind's number one job is to protect you, even if it means lying to you and creating false inhibiting beliefs that keep you stagnant. So my mind knew right away that those weren't angels. Those were ETs or AI, maybe hybrid. I honestly have no idea. But I know that they weren't angels, and I know that I wasn't dreaming. And it shook me so much inside, even though they didn't do anything to me. Just their very presence, if you will, and the vibrational frequency. To this day, I've never heard the harmony like I heard that day or night. It caused me to have a severe disconnect. Both my vision and my hearing flip-flopped as a result of the trauma. Yeah, that's right, trauma. The experience caused trauma. How the hell can 2 angels cause trauma? That's a really big question. And it escalated a lot of thoughts like, why would 2 angels be sneaking around at nighttime? And why wouldn't anybody believe me? And why would people say things like I'm lying or trying to get attention when that was never my personality? So it wasn't until my late 30s, early 40s, where I really stepped into these fears of the unknown. I also had a severe panic attack. And so for the first time in my life, I didn't have a choice but to put my health and wellness first, which I thought I was doing, but I learned the hard way that I was in survival mode, like a lot of you folks listening out there. And to make a very long story short, I learned the hard way that I have a life worth living, that I require community, that I can choose to live consciously so I can choose to die consciously. Is my life perfect? No. But if I died right here, right now, I would be dying with a satisfied mind. And not everybody can say that. The community that I connect with and resonate with most tend to be folks who have had experiences just like me, ranging from angels to ETs, Bigfoot, interesting dreams, super soldier programs. All of these seem to be placed in the misfit category. And using Bigfoot as an example, it seems like anybody telling a Bigfoot story is very normal up until the part where they start telling their Bigfoot story. And then all of a sudden, society is not sure about them. And so that's a stigma that's got to change. There's a lot of truths out there that we may or may not be familiar with, that we may or may not be comfortable with. Myself personally, I've moved beyond categories. But I know that I can't keep denying things. And when people are lying to me, this business of gaslighting, it's trauma in itself. Because going back to when the 2 angels came out of my wall, That experience was traumatizing enough in itself because my world didn't make sense anymore. Nothing should be coming out of the freaking wall. So when something's coming from the wall, that doesn't make sense. We call this the ontological imperative. When I start sharing my story and the world around me tells me that I don't make sense, I'm not sure which is more traumatizing. They're both traumatizing and they feed off of each other. I know what I saw, I know what I heard. Just because I can't explain it, it doesn't mean that it didn't happen. So I believe that you believe. If you told me in your childhood that your house burnt down, I would believe you, not because I'm gullible, but just because, like, why would you lie about something like that is where I'm coming from. So if you told me something like, hey, you saw a ghost in your childhood, or just last night in your adult years that you saw an ET ship, well, I'm not going to question or challenge you about what you saw, especially if you're not even sure what you saw, but you know that you saw something. And you know that you're not the kind of person that makes up stories, and you know that not the kind of person that seeks attention. Geez, there's so many other ways to get attention. Don't you get attention telling these kind of stories? And people do gossip within the same communities. So I would like to uphold a community, the Dragon Ring Soul Tribe Collective, where we uphold each other, even though we don't know what the fuck we're talking about, even though we don't know the category angel, ET, Bigfoot, you tell me. We have to know. And this is the power of hummingbird energy. This is the power of all the power animals. And so I want you to know that you have a soul tribe out there. You're not alone. Paranormal is very normal. The supernatural is very natural. And there's absolutely nothing strange about high strangeness other than the fact that we think it's strange. There's absolutely a lot of concerning ethics involved. And that's another reason why we need to have these conversations. Not because of government conspiracy, but because we need to move forward in our conscious evolution and in our alchemy. There's all kinds of interesting conversations out there, like the Homo sapiens sapien facing extinction, the luminous warrior, the Homo illuminus, and what this means. Every single day that we live, we need to live like tomorrow is not promised, because tomorrow is never promised. And that's how I live my life these days. So I live like tomorrow is promised. So even if a doctor told me right here, right now, Gina, you're going to die in the next week or so, well, you know what? I'm still doing my laundry. I'm not going to have the attitude, well, I'm dying, I'm just going to let my laundry pile up. Who cares? No. Oh, I'm out of oat milk. And, the doctor told me I'm dying. Yeah, well, I'm not going to stock up on oat milk. No, go and stock up on your oat milk. Because tomorrow is never promised, right? But what if? What if you actually live? And we always want to be stepping into the next present moment with a thriving attitude. No more surviving. No more triangle of disempowerment. I get very passionate when it comes to false inhibiting beliefs. So I want you to know that there is a community available to you, and that is the Dragon Dreams Soul Tribe Collective, and we await you. We're your soul tribe. We get you. And no, we don't have to like each other. That's what's really interesting about Soul Tribe. We get on each other's nerves. Why? Because we remind each other of each other. But we connect and we respect each other because we meet on the same playing ground time and time again. Timelessness and timelessness again. Through dreams half remembered and half misunderstood. I'll have another video to show you, and then I want to go over a couple of slides. And I noticed there's some folks in the chat just skimming it right now. Hi, She Wolf, I see you there. Thanks for joining. And I also see a few other welcome. Anchor Haven, I see you in the chat there. Thanks for joining us. And I thought I saw Michael. Yes, there's Michael. Hi, Michael. How you doing? And Rana Hammy, how are you doing? Let us know if you've ever had any interesting dreams or spiritual experiences. Tell me if you use the word ghost or spirit when you're doing the sign of the cross. In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, the Holy Ghost. Which one? Are you indifferent to that? These are the exact kind of conversations that we get to have as a collective, because it's a safer space to have these conversations. And my whole life, I've been one of those people that people tell me things. I've taken public transit most of my life, and I eventually stumbled across Robert Moss in my adulthood. And I remember thinking how much I resonated with him. And then I bought his book, Sidewalk Oracles. I actually thought it was an oracle deck I was ordering, and then I got a book in the mail. But anyways, I remember thinking, my whole life is sidewalk oracles. And learning to trust my subconscious mind and treating my mind like a mental martial arts, and really grounding. Less is always more, making more space for reading, and opening myself, expanding myself more and more to the limitless possibilities through our greater oneness. So let me just remove myself from the stage. I want to show you the video I'm talking about. This is for the March 14th, first ever conference that I'm hosting, the Continuum of Conscious Evolution series. That's my big, beautiful background here. And there's going to be 4 online every year, and 1 is pending to be in person. So the first one every year is always going to be free. And again, I'm working with whole energy. So when you follow me for free on Buy Me a Coffee, you get in on the little FYIs and whatnot. And I do a lot of cross posting from Buy Me a Coffee onto my Facebook. But point to be made, there's a membership for the collective. So if you wanted to show your support on a monthly basis, check out the collective membership, because there's 5 bonuses now. And like I said, the first conference annually is always going to be free. So Promise of Spring, March 14th, it's going to be free to everybody. But have a look at those bonuses, because there's a really great opportunity waiting just for you. All right, let me show you the video that I was talking about. I just love that dreamy guitar, don't you? Let me know in the comments if you love dreamy guitar music. It's just the best, right? And Michael Kopfood just so happens to be in our chat, is going to be presenting at the first ever Story Species, Story Medicine, the Continuum of Conscious Evolution Conference series. And I'm so thrilled to have Michael joining me. Michael and I met back in the summertime at the Full Disclosure Now conference, and we hit it off. And it's just such a thrill that the hero's journey in particular seems to bring us together. This business of being caught in the triangle of disempowerment, this business of, hearing the call but refusing it, not wanting to respond. And then eventually you respond and you go through all these motions, you meet somebody, they help you, the hero's journey continues. But at some point, when it's time to return, you don't want to return from the hero's journey. You're having a good time, and then there's resistance to come back. And the triangle of disempowerment, being the victim, being the hero, being the villain, and all these roles that we switch through, only to learn that we're none of those roles and we're nothing but illusion. And I also love connecting with other presenters about things like Venn diagrams. And the other presenters, they're going to be a surprise at this time because there's so many presenters who want to present. Some of the dates are flip-flopping. And so that actually brings me to one of the slides that you saw in this video. There's 4 conferences each year, so you want to make sure you're planning ahead so that you can attend them. And if you're interested in being a dragon speaker, a dragon healer, or providing us with some healing/entertainment during the breaks, please reach out to me, Gina Virginia Casella. I would love to have a conversation with you about sharing your story medicine. And I also host a show, Story Species, Story Medicine Extra Strength. You can see that just in the top corner. Yeah, this corner here. And I'm attempting to have the speakers and healers on Story Species, Story Medicine Extra Strength the last Friday of every month. This corner over here, this is the little poster for Dreaming with Gemstone Gina. So it is definitely a Dragons deal. You can get a live mini gemstone reading by yours truly. All of my content is merging together. The bottom corner here, highlighting my books. I also have an oracle that I just published. And of course, the bottom left here, the free Facebook group available to you, the Dragon Dreams Soul Tribe Collective. So let me pull up my next slide. This here, the Dragon Dream Soul Tribe Collective monthly dream ecosystem. I wonder if I can make that bigger for you. There you go. So if you're like me, I don't really like to commit to a number date. I'm like a every Tuesday this time, kind of thing. So Tuesdays at 1:30, that's when you can catch Story Species, Story Medicine, Extra Strength. Wednesdays, 1:30, that's what's happening right now. I come hang out live, give you updates, good to connect. Anybody would like to host me on their show, reach out, because Wednesdays at 1:30, that works for me. And also the last Friday of each month, as mentioned, Dreaming with Gemstone Gina monthly marathon. So if you wanted to really take the deep dive, you can book a private with me Tuesdays and Wednesdays on Buy Me a Coffee, and of course the seasonal conferences. So I'm wondering, oh, can you hear me okay? There I am. Okay, I popped up. All right. I don't know if you caught that last part, Dragon Dreamers, but I wanted to tell you that when I'm experiencing moments like this, I know that I'm on the right track, because I was just about to wish you well and reiterate to have a wonderful day, and I don't know what's going on. All right. here I am, I'm back. So, on that note, I did notice that the more I talk about the conference and the more that I make videos and post things, the more technological issues that I have. So it would mean the world to me if you shared this video, if you moseyed on over to my YouTube, like and subscribe, make sure you turn the notifications on. And I really want to emphasize the Dragon Dreams Soul Tribe Collective is your community. This is a community. We resonate with each other through our interest of experiences that we can't explain, and we're accepting radically these experiences, trying to find truth and balance. A lot of us are on a quest for knowledge, mostly for ourselves. And that's the power of the Dragon Dream Soul Tribe Collective, is that we recognize that I'm you and you're me. It's part of the greater oneness. The good guy and the bad guy are the same guy. So what are we going to do? And that's how Scary Dreams Book 8 comes to an end. What are we going to do? The good guy and the bad guy, they're just looking at each other. So how do we move forward? Well, why don't we move forward through the power of hopes and dreams, creating safer spaces, building community, and building a foundation, a solid foundation, so that we can have these exact conversations and fill in a lot of the gaps through each other. Because I'm convinced in my book series that my book series is actually about everybody. And my book series is easily relatable. And I'm noticing that a lot of folks out there are writing books exactly like me and wondering, who are you in my book? Right? What past life do we connect in? And that's the other reason why Soul Tribe is so important, because it's not a coincidence that we're in each other's lives. So it's not a coincidence that you've stumbled here today watching and listening to me talk away. It's not a coincidence that that dreamy guitar music was tugging on those emotional strings, because that's the language of the mythical, the language of hummingbird, and carrying the high quality items forward. The medicine of eagle condor, rising above, the medicine of snake, shedding what no longer serves us. So knowing if we live consciously and knowing if we die consciously, then that snake skin that we shed, we can shed it with a lot more calm, peace, and ease. And when we can shed a snake skin with a community, and then we can grow a new snake skin with a community, it's very empowering. Epigenetics matters. And I lovingly remind you and myself that each one of us contributes to someone else's epigenetics. So I sincerely look forward to seeing you March 14th at the first ever conference. It's absolutely free. Every year, the first one is always going to be free. Promise of spring. And the real promise of spring is the promise of summer. And again, I want to lovingly invite you to have a look at my Buy Me a Coffee membership, because I'm working with Pole Energy, and there's a really great opportunity for you to contribute through the collective membership for Project 30 Isis Unity Consciousness. My name is Gina Virginia Casella. I'm the visionary behind the Dragon Dreams Soul Tribe Collective. And one of my favorite things to do is to assert that the Akashic records are not a permanent record, because your past never defines you. And it is your birthright as the master scribe and author to write and rewrite your story. Nobody can write your story like you can. Nobody. Nobody. That is your birthright. And there's a lot of folks out there who are very power hungry, who would just love and adore to take the pen from your hand And without realizing, many of us just have handed the pen over and we're caught up, if you will. There's too much life living us. It's time to reclaim our lives. And part of reclaiming our lives is reclaiming our dreams, the very illusions that keep us safe. We want to do away with illusion, but the truth is we require illusion. So let's build, let's co-dream, courageously co-dream. I invite you to dream with us. Come dream with us. I don't want to just dream with anyone. I want to dream with my soul tribe, the Dragon Dream Soul Tribe Collective. People who are just like me. People, folks, fuckers, and formulas alike. All of the faunas and so much more that we are. Light and love, earth, air, fire, water. You know, indigenous folk talk about stone people and plant people. Well, the mycelium kingdom precedes the plant kingdom. So I feel like there's probably mycelium people out there too. And, you know, one thought leads to another. There's probably fire people and water people, and all kinds of people, earth people, that ultimately we're all one. And when we're united, even if we annoy each other, when we're united, that's when we're truly free. United are we. Be free. Be free in the knowing that you can take charge of your present moment. Be free in the knowing that you can choose to participate, how you participate. You have a lot of choices. And I'm absolutely thrilled that you chose to tune in today to listen to my message about the Dragon Dream Soul Tribe Collective, Project 30, Isis Unity Consciousness. Kind of things that we talk about aren't for everybody, and I respect that. So if you're ready to participate in conversations, get in touch with me. So you can be on Story Species, Story Medicine, Extra Strength, and you could be a speaker at the conference. If you provide healing services, then you can provide us with healing/entertainment at the conferences. This is what Soul Tribe is all about. You can choose to learn about the rules of the mind. You can choose to live consciously. So you can choose to die consciously. So when that day comes, whether you planned it or not, that you die with a satisfied mind. And when it's time for you to make that quantum leap, you do just that. You take one big leap to the other side. And I look forward to you being an ally in this life, in the next life, just like we were allies in our past lives. So on that note, I hope to see you March 14th. I hope to see you live at any of the events. Your soul tribe awaits you, so you don't have to feel shy. Even just showing up and saying hi. You don't even have to say hi in the chat. Just, it's a stepping stone. I taught a lot of kindergarten, and I know, you know, we do songs with actions at the carpet, and a lot of children, they don't know how to move their bodies, right? And a lot of children, they'll just stand up while the rest are actually doing the song in action. But just being around is very much interpreted as participating. And when you're ready, you'll start to sing and you'll start to dance too, because you already are right here inside your mind and inside your dreams. And I see you for who you are, your authentic shining light. So let's uphold each other, the Dragon Dream Soul Tribe Collective. My name is Gina Virginia Casella, and I dare you to dream with me. I dare you to believe in yourself. I dare you to be all you can be. And I hope you have the courage to be yourself and to be all you can be. And this is the community where you can thrive. Let's thrive together. Let's co-dream this dream of unity. United are we, Dragon Dreamers. Be free. Be free in the knowing that you're intelligent and that you can do your own thinking, reaching your own conclusions based on the perspective of others. You're very intelligent. And I look forward to all the story sharing we're going to do. I know I need to get lots of story medicine, and I look forward to taking it all in from you. And so I look forward to all of our time together. Thank you so much for tuning in. It means a lot to me. Dare to dream. Your soul tribe awaits you. Gina Virginia Casella, and I'll see you in dreams. Bye for now.